Hello again. All right, so hopefully, maybe we can somehow salvage something out of this. I don't know what was going on with the connection tonight. Anyways, uh, so I'm gonna sit here and once again try to see if I can. So I'm gonna put some music on for a couple minutes here while I try to reestablish, basically get everything back up here. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about all that, folks. Oh boy. So I don't know what was going on, but there was some kind of connection issue. But hopefully now it's finally fully resolved. Now that I got everything back up here. So what we're gonna do, I will, of course, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna try to go on here with the news articles here. Let me pull those up. Let's see. All right. So, anyways, let me also, while I'm at it, let me do a couple more quick little things here. Okay. All right. So let me see now. Let me. All right then. So now with all that being done, now hopefully, hopefully we don't have any more issues tonight. But anyways, so now let's see what. Let's see if I can get to the material here that we were originally going to cover. All right, so there we go with that. And if you haven't already, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Let's see now. Let me just. It says 2 viewers. So, anyways, so now we're back up here. Let's go ahead and start getting into the article here. All right, comic book distributors' last stand. Diamond falls into Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Article by Chris Braley, published earlier today, January 14th. So, Diamond Comic Distributors, once the titan of comic book distribution, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, marking a seismic shift in the comic book industry. The development comes as no surprise to industry insiders who have been watching the slow decline of traditional comic book sales since even before COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the market in 2020. Of course, it's also due in part to the fact that more people are going digital for their comics nowadays rather than going and getting the actual, hard copy to read. That's probably where a lot of it's coming from. All right, with that, anyways, let's get back to the article then. All right. The bankruptcy filing announced today on January 14, 2025 is likely a direct result of splintering that occurred when Diamond temporarily shut down operations during the early days of the pandemic. This closure forced major publishers like DC Comics and Marvel to seek alternate, and that's another aspect too, distribution methods, ultimately leading to a permanent shift away from Diamond's near monopoly on comic distribution. As part of the restructuring efforts, Diamond has secured $39 million stalking horse bid. Has secured a $39 million stalking horse bid from Universal Distribution for its Alliance Game Distributors division. The company has also obtained $41 million in debtor in possession financing from their bank, J.P. Morgan Chase, to the tune of $41 million in debtor in possession financing to help Diamond get through the reorganization and bankruptcy process. Universal Distribution picking up Alliance is a critical element of their restructuring strategy. Obviously, Universal can see Diamond's potential, and it will hopefully facilitate a smoother transition during the bankruptcy process. The roots of Diamond's downfall. The roots of Diamond's downfall can be traced back to March 2020, when comic book sales plummeted due to widespread store closures and economic uncertainty. The industry's reliance on a single distributor became glaringly apparent, prompting publishers to diversify their distribution channels. DC Comics was the first to cut ties with Diamond in June 2020, setting off a chain reaction that would ultimately lead to Diamond losing 84% of its comics periodical business by 2023. Despite a brief resurgence in comic book sales during the pandemic, with overall sales reaching a record $1.28 billion in 2020, the industry has struggled to maintain any momentum. The years since have seen a decline in traditional American comic book sales, even as manga has experienced significant growth. The closure of hundreds of comic book stores between 2020 and 2024 has further exacerbated the challenges faced by publishers and distributors alike. Diamond's recent troubles have been compounded by distribution delays and quality control issues. The abrupt closure of its Plattsburgh distribution center in December 2024 led to widespread delays and damaged products, frustrating retailers and readers. These operational challenges, coupled with the loss of major publishers, have left Diamond in a precarious position. Um, and of course, they typed in a 4 there, but I think that was a typo. So, not much, just trying to get a show in, even though I was having some technical issues earlier. The connection was going wonky and was kept going out. But now it would seem that it's fixed now. So, hopefully, though, hopefully we can ride the ship here, as it were. While much of the mainstream comic book industry press has maintained that the comic book industry is, quote, in a healthy place, unquote, blaming ongoing struggles on the after effects of COVID-19 pandemic. Well, that's not completely true, too, because as we've seen also, it's the fact that a lot of these corporate companies are sticking with woke ideology and woke agenda, and that's turning a lot of customers away. So that's kind of what's going on there. Reality appears more grim. The industry continues to face significant challenges in adapting to changing customer habits and distribution models, and the two biggest publishers have been alienating readers for the past several years by seemingly focusing on identity politics as much as they do entertaining storytelling. Well, I would say somebody would argue they actually are focusing on it even more so than entertaining storytelling. So, preferring to lecture people from the pages of a comic book than to really keep them engaged. So, as Diamond Comic Distributors enters bankruptcy proceedings, the future of comic book distribution remains uncertain. The company's restructuring efforts and potential sale of its various divisions may reshape the landscape of the comic book and collectibles distribution. The success of Diamond's reorganization will depend on several factors, including the response from creditors, the effectiveness of the restructuring plan, and the competitive landscape post-bankruptcy. The company's ability to attract additional investment or bidders will be crucial if they are to have any future viability. For an industry built on the adventures of superheroes, the greatest challenge now lies in navigating the real-world obstacles of a rapidly evolving market. All right, so there we go with that one. There we go with that article. I'll get ready to get into this next one here. Actually, you know something? I think I'll save this one for tomorrow night just because I've already used up quite a bit of time here. So I think I'm going to just start to kind of wind things down a bit here just because I'm going to move right into it because the Neil Gaiman article was going to be a lengthy one anyways, so we'll just save that one for tomorrow night. I'm going to move on to the wrestling wrap up here. as we look back to today is Tuesday night, so we look back to last night's Monday Night Raw. Look back to last night's Monday Night Raw. To see what happened on last night's Monday Night Raw. Then we'll look ahead to tonight's NXT. As on last night's Raw, Penta made his WWE debut after having signed with them about a month ago. In his debut, he defeated Chad Gable in a one-on-one match. Sheamus defeated Ludwig Kaiser in a one-on-one match, setting up, I think, a title match for him against Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship at Saturday night's main event. In the finals of the women's Intercontinental title match, Lyra Valkyrie, or Lyra Valkyria, defeated Dakota Kai to become the first ever women's Intercontinental champion. Sami Zayn defeated The Miz in a singles match, and the main event saw Damian Priest defeat Finn Balor in a street fight. So, with that now, let's go ahead and let's of course go ahead and let's go ahead now and look back at this day. Niche history. So let's see. All right, so first off, we're going to head back 60 years ago today, as on this date, 60 years ago today. On this date, 60 years ago today, the 155th issue of Adventures into the Unknown from ACG went on sale on this date back in 1965. It sold for 12 cents for 32 pages. So with that, anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history here. We move ahead to 2010, as on this date in 2010, Brett DiBiase and Joe Hennig defeated Trent Beretta and Kalen Croft for the FCW Florida Tag Team Championship. This is at a time when FCW, which is known as Florida Championship Wrestling, was a developmental league for WWE. It was, of course, a precursor to NXT. So on this day, 15 years ago today, Brett DiBiase and Joe Hennig, of course, a couple of second-generation wrestlers. Brett, the son of Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and Joe Hennig, the son of the late Kurt Hennig, defeated Trent Beretta and Kalen Croft for the FCW Florida Tag Team Championships. Hey, Rick. I had some technical issues tonight, so that's why my connection kept going out. But I guess it's okay now. But I'm just hoping that these aren't going to be things happening every few days or whatever. Had it happen on Sunday too. Well, after you were here on Sunday, so I think you saw it going over as well. So, anyways, yeah. So, anyways, let's get back to this day in niche history. we'll move on to the next piece of niche history here as we move ahead. So on this date, 5 years ago today, in 2020, premiering on Netflix was DreamWorks Animation's Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast. On this date, 5 years ago today, Kipo and the Age of the Wonder Beast from DreamWorks Animation Television premiered on Netflix on this date 5 years ago today. And 2020 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. As also on this date in 2020, 5 years ago today, PA worked in 3HZ's A3 season, Spring and Summer, as well as season 2 of Isekai Quartet from Studio Puyukai. Both premiered on Japanese television on this date. 5 years ago today. So 5 years ago today, PA works in 3HZ's A3 season, Spring and Summer, and Isekai Quartet's second season from Studio Puyukai. Premiered on this date back in 2020. So I thank you guys for being here for the short amount of time we were, taking into account that having some technical issues. Of course, I will be back tomorrow, or at least try to be back. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully, we were fine last. Had issues on Sunday. Last night we were fine, and then tonight we had issues again. So I don't know what's going. I don't know if it's anything to do with the fires out here in California. Maybe maybe something's happening that's causing it, but it's just my computer that it seems to be happening to. So I don't know what's up with that, but hopefully it will all resolve itself. But with that, I'll be back here tomorrow night with more niche news. We'll look at the Neil Gaiman story tomorrow. And also, of course, Rick will be joining me on Sunday, and we'll be going over comics that went on sale from. We'll be going over comics that went on sale in April 1940 from Lev Gleason. So hopefully you'll all be with me up for that. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.